What is good, guys? What is good? Back with another video. This time a film review on Tariq Woolen. Yes, Tariq Woolen. Now, Philadelphia Eagles, they end up signing him. They end up signing him to a one-year deal. And I think it's a good signing, man. I actually really like Tariq. And, you know, if you've been following me for a bit, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm a massive diehard Eagles fan. And so, my nephew was even talking about it. He said it he probably said it, what was it? Probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. He's like, bro, we should go out and get Tariq. We should get Tariq Woolen. And sure enough, the Eagles got him for a 1-year prove-it deal. And why not? So you see right here, receiving percentage on him throughout his career from 2022 to 2025, 55, 62, 55, 57. Pass breakups 10, 10, 8, 10. Didn't have a lot of interceptions this past year. And I mean, you see on par, like 5 touchdowns, gave up 3 touchdowns, 6 and then 6. And then he had a lot of penalties this year. I'm going to tell you that right now. Tariq had a lot of penalties. And at times he just makes boneheaded ass mistakes, bro. But he is so good at times. On the back end of this past season with Seattle, he was so good. But let's dive straight into the film, man. So you'll see right here up against the San Francisco 49ers. You're going to see him up at the top right there. You're going to see Tariq right here. And I'm just going to show just kind of just at times, just the type of shit that you get from this dude. But it's not often. But every now and then, it's just like, what the hell, Tariq? Like, what are you doing? So you see the San Francisco 49ers right here. And if you watch this game, you'll know. So Tariq has like 10-yard cushion. Watch him on this play up against Ricky Pearsall. Look at that. He tries to hit him with the double move, and he does such a great job at, like, you could tell he initially bit, and then he got right back into it, flipped his hips, ran right with Ricky Pearsall. Look at that. He is literally running stride for stride, mirroring Ricky Pearsall. But watch this. Last second, he pulls back, and then Ricky Pearsall ends up getting that massive completion, man. Like, I'm telling you, he played this literally perfect all the way up until the point of the catch. Look at this. And then for whatever reason, he just bogged down, and Ricky Pearsall ends up getting that deep ball. And at this point in the game versus the San Francisco 49ers, this kind of let them back into the game, if I'm being real with you. It's not all on him, but that play in specific, it was like, Reek, what are you doing, bro? Right? And then we have this play. So you're going to see him down at the bottom right here. I know my big head is in the way. Let me flip over this way. So you see him off to the right here. So just watch him on this play. Just watch him on this play. This is another one where he does such a great job in coverage. Look at this. He's kind of blowing up that tight end, bro. He's being very physical with him in the red zone. And look at this. Play breaks down. Brock Purdy's looking for somebody. Does not see anybody. Play breaks down. But look at this. Reek is all over this tight end on the 49ers. But look at this. Last second, pulls up. Going up for the ball. Ends up giving up the touchdown to the tight end. It's like, bro, what are you doing? And every now and then, you just get this type of shit from Tariq. But like I said, the second half of the season, when he was on Seattle this past season, he really turned up and he was really playing really well for the Seattle Seahawks. But let's hop into the next one. So you'll see right here, Ricky Pearsall is going to come out of motion, right? And he's going to try to hit this route right here. Watch Tariq on this because he does a really good job out in coverage. Look at this. Breaks on the ball. And I mean, look at that. Ricky Pearsall has all the separation in the world. Brock Purdy didn't time this up probably as well as he should have. But watch Tariq catch up right here and make a play on this ball. Boom. And I mean, just look at that. Look at that. He's trailing from way far behind. Oh, man, I got my big head in the way again. Well, you'll see right here. He does a really good job trailing on the backside. And look at that. Gets a hand in there, ends up getting the pass breakup. And that would have been a touchdown to Ricky Pearsall. This is earlier in the game. But he's so long. His feet are very fast. Dude, he is a very fast corner. If I remember right, he ran like a 4.26. He is a very fast corner. All right, on this play, looks like we got him up against Marvin Harrison up at the top right here. Up against the Arizona Cardinals. Let's see what he can do on this play up against them. Look at that. Marv's going to try to cross him up across his face. And he is just all over that, dude. Like, look at that. Runs his route for him. Something that I really like on this, too. He's staring at Marvin Harrison's hips. Just reading where he's going to break. Look at that. Marvin Harrison literally crossed him up. But, again, he does a really good job on his recovery. Getting back to the ball, making a close on the ball. Boom. Getting his hands in there and breaking that up for Marvin Harrison. Like, you can't play it any better than that, man. All right, then on this play, looks like we got him lined up down here at the bottom. Looks like he's in a man alignment up against this tight end right here. Is that Trey McBride? I always forget Trey McBride's number, but let's see what he does on this play. And look at that. I mean, he is mean mugging the hell out of that tight end all the way down the field. But he's not doing it to the point where a ref is going to call a flag right there. He kept it fairly clean, right? It wasn't disrupting him from running his route. But he's being physical, and that's exactly what you want. Looking back at the ball, both are engaged with their hands. Look at that. Reek, boom, goes up and bats that thing. And he's, along with his speed, along with him being a 4.26 corner, he also runs like, he also is like 6'3", 6'4", very tall and very long. That's the reason he can make a play. He can like get his hands in basically anywhere he's close to it, like a tight end, wide receiver. There's a pretty good chance that he can make a play on the ball, and that's exactly what he did against that tight end. All right, on this play, looks like they're up against the Minnesota Vikings. We got Reek up at the top right there, kind of cut off. You can't see him, but you'll see him come into play. And he's just going to be basically covering this wide receiver right here. But watch him come off of this ball last second and undercut this seam route straight up the middle. Look at this. Sees the ball up in the air, picks that thing off. And look how fast he gets downfield, bro. Like, if this dude gets the ball in his hands, like I said, he is a 4.26 corner. If he wants to, when he's playing in his head, he can run with anybody on the field. When his speed matches his technique, nobody can outrun Tariq Woolen. So you see right here, he just does a really good job just seeing that ball come out, making a play on the ball. Look at that, catching that seam route. And I mean, look at that, that seam route is open. It's open. The safety's late as well. So he did a really good job of making a play on this pass and ends up getting the pick and getting a pretty good turnover. This Vikings backup quarterback was having a rough day in this game. All right, on this play, you'll see him up against the Atlanta Falcons. He's going to come off of the edge right here. I know you can't see him right now, but he's going to come off of the edge. I really like how every now and then they just throw him in these scenarios and just blitz him off the edge. But watch him take on this right tackle right here, dude. Look at this. And I mean, he makes Kirk Cousins get rid of that shit. Taking on a right tackle as a corner. Look at that. Pretty sure he got a little bit of hands to the face, right? Little bit of hands to the face. But along with what I said earlier, he's a very long corner. So he's able to like hand fight with offensive linemen, basically. I mean, right here, this offensive lineman didn't really do the best. And I'm sure more offensive linemen will probably give him more issues. But then again, I mean, look at the reach right here. And he's able to get pressure right here on Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins gets that thing out. Super inaccurate pass. All right, then on this play, looks like he is man-to-man up against Puka Nacua. And if I remember, I clipped this from the NFC conference game. So NFC championship game. So you'll see him right here up against Puka Nacua. And let's see what he can do on this play. Look at that. Gets a little bit physical. And he's making it so Puka literally has no shot at getting that ball. Look at this. Puka like tries to run by him. And look at this shove right here. Boom. Gets his hand on him. And he forced Puka Nacua pretty far down here, right? I'm going to move my head over here. I'm in the way again. All right. Let's watch it right here. Watch it one more time. Look at the shove. Boom. Forces him outside. Puka tries to cut back in. And look at Reek. He is all over this. All over that. Puka Nacua is pretty tall, but so is Tariq Woolen. Look at that play. All right, then on this play, looks like Puka Nacua is in the slot right here. Looks like we got Reek playing in the slot. Let's see what he can do on this play up against Nacua. And again, super physical. Look at that. Goes up, damn near gets the interception. But let's watch this back again. Look at this. Boom, shoves him. Look at Puka Nacua's body. It's literally like torqued this way, right? Really hard shove within 5. And then, you know, gets off him. And then he's just kind of playing a little bit physical to the point where the ref isn't going to call it. Maybe like 50-50. And then look at that. He runs with Puka Nacua. They're going to try to throw this pass. Reek is all over that thing, dude. Like, he should have picked it. And if I remember right, this was the play where Tariq Woolen was like looking at the sidelines, talking shit, kept talking. Ref told him to stop. He kept talking. They ended up calling a flag on him. So just some of those like boneheaded mistakes by Tariq Woolen. But like when this dude is in his bag, when Tariq Woolen is in his bag, he literally can play such great football at the cornerback position. And so now you have him in a position, right, where he's going to be next to Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. And here's the crazy thing. Quinyon Mitchell is a very fast corner. There's not a lot of wide receivers that can outrun Quinyon Mitchell. I literally have watched it. We've seen it as fans. We've seen him get beat a couple times like any corner. We've seen Cooper DeJean get beat by wide receivers as well. It happens with corners. But along with Tariq Woolen, if Reek is in his bag, and like I said, his speed matches his technique, I don't think fast wide receivers, and especially getting over the top, depends on the safety play as well, right? But I don't see a lot of wide receivers that are going to be outrunning these guys. Now, I'm sure guys are going to get open. I'm sure guys are going to get passes on them. But I do find it interesting to have, Cooper DeJean, really good corner. Maybe not as fast as Quinyon Mitchell and Reek Woolen, but them as a trio, this could be a very good cornerback trio. I'm telling you that right now. If Reek is playing good and he's not acting crazy, I'm expecting good things, especially with Vic Fangio as our DC. We've seen him work wonders with these young guys. So I don't know, man. You guys let me know what you guys think. Be sure to drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about the overall scenario. Reek Woolen this past season with Seattle, because at times it was interesting. But all in all, I really love Tariq Woolen, and I've really liked his play, ever since he's been drafted with the Seattle Seahawks. So I don't know, man. Be sure to drop a like, subscribe to your boy. All we do is talk football here. And yeah, man, I appreciate you watching. It's your boy Shady Looking. I'm outie. Deuces.